Hey guys, I'm Phoenix here and welcome to Take on Mars, a game that has a lot of promise, but unfortunately it does fall way short of the mark. I've no idea how you actually assemble this pop-up tent. Okay, so let us begin with the 3D printers, shall we? So, well, actually no, let's talk about the game as a whole. So the game initially went into, you would design and build rovers and probes to send to Mars, and that was basically the premise of the game. And that side of the game is actually broken, to be honest. You have to do things in a very specific order or you'll run out of money, and that'll be the end of it. There are no missions that I can see anyway for small rovers or large landers, and you do need to research small rovers, which takes up quite a lot of your money, in order to get to the large rovers, which apparently there are missions for them. You know, I would expect unlock small rovers, unlock various bits of technology that you can put onto those small rovers, you unlock missions, but they just don't seem to be there, which is a real shame. So that side of the game I touch every so often just to see if they've fixed problems, and usually they haven't. So this is the other mode. This is sort of their survival mode, which they have put a lot more effort into. And the thing is that the other mode would be fine if they just added a few missions that the small rovers and that all the various technology could actually do, but they don't seem to have done that. They seem to have poured all their effort into the survival mode, and also in doing so forgotten aspects of the survival mode which really do need fixing, or at least updating. And the first thing that we're going to go into is these 3D printers. Well, that and the fact that I've no idea how you get more oxygen. So let us begin, or even build yourself a new suit. None of that seems to have been added yet. So this game is in beta. This is very important to stress. This game is in beta, so vast additions to the game should not be added at this stage. This should be bug fixing, this should be optimization, this should be adding a few last little bits and pieces, not adding major elements of the game which are still missing. And we start with the 3D printer because it is a pretty big thing, in more ways than one. So the 3D printer prints your components that you need to well, it prints pretty much everything. So it prints components, it prints vehicles, it prints, well, everything that you may need. But it has problems. First things first, you cannot queue up multiple items. You have to do one at a time, which can be really, really irritating. So I need two of these panels. I have to print one, and while that one's printing, I'll probably put it in place, and I'll do that in a sec so I can show you the rather cool building mechanics. Second thing wrong with the printer, you have to click. There are no search options, there are no drop downs. You have to click through every single one of these items if you wanted to find something specific, and if you go the wrong way you have to click all the way back again. These do cycle over, but if you say you were on that one and you wanted a door and you clicked on this one accidentally, not realising that you needed to go back, you then have to click through every single item to get back to the door, or remember, and then you can kind of go back. But it's bulky, it's confusing, it's, it needs a drop down, it needs filters, it needs something to make this a little bit less irritating. I'll just build that. The two other sort of more minor issues. The first is that they've moved to a new base building system, but they've also left the old one in as well, which means that there are even more items to click through if you are looking for a specific item. The other issue is that not all of the pieces have object previews, even items which have been in the game for a very long time. For example, we'll get to one in a sec. There's a crate that doesn't have an image, for example, and that's been in there for an extremely long time. Oh, come on. as you can see, I'm having to click through multiple items just to find an item that I can show you. Also, a lot of these vehicles, they are very much work in progress still. These are vehicles that were added reasonably early into the game, but there's one that you can't build through the 3D printer, and they're sort of done in, oh yeah, that's what happens if you try and build multiple items on the same thing. It all goes very, very horribly wrong. So as you can see, this is a real issue with the 3D printer. So that is now not a built item, basically. That's all gone. Basically, that is now useless. So we'll just toss that over there. There is no way of disposing of these items that go horribly wrong. You just kind of have to deal with it. So let's just build that. It's going to take 5 minutes-ish. So, yeah, and now I can show you the vehicles and how interesting they are. So yeah, there's a sort of a modular vehicle that you can't build and you can't upgrade. And yeah, it's just elements of the game that have just sort of been forgotten in favour of other things. The new building mechanic hasn't been finished yet, so it's you'll kind of see piles of things dotted around where I've tried to do things and they haven't worked. So for example, I can't work out at the moment how to build stairs up to that door. So as you can see, that door is all the way up there and I've got no way of actually getting to it. I can't even jump up there, and if I jump up there and fall, then bad things happen. So that's a problem. I'm thinking that I might have to use the old base mechanics to be able to get up there, which kind of defeats the point of having new base mechanics, surely, if you have to use the old base mechanics to get up to a door. Yeah. But anyway, the building system is kind of neat, and hopefully I'll be able to show you that in a second. I'm going to bodge together some way of getting up to that door, and then hopefully we can then get inside. I think what I need to do, as I said, is use the old base mechanics. But I just want to add this piece in so that it's done, and then my basement is complete. So the way that the new building system works is, well, the old building system worked in a very similar way. You add these components into these things, and you can see where there's any sort of air leaks in the base. And actually that airlock, for example, is actually several pieces combined together. So you've got an outer airlock piece, you've got an inner airlock piece, you've got the door frame, and then you've got the door on there as well, which is kind of nice. It does sound a little bit overcomplicated, and in some ways it can be, but it's not a bad system. All in all, I've no idea what this thing does. It's meant to be some kind of holographic display unit for showing you what you need to do next, but I've no idea if it works properly. It probably doesn't. It may need power. I don't really know. Can't see any power sockets in it. Oh well. Right. So let's use this one and let's see if we can cobble together some stairs. So in the old system we did have the exterior platform large. So if we build one of those, we might be able to put that up at a certain height and then build some stairs down. Meanwhile, is that ready yet? No, it isn't. Right, so that piece can sort of come with me. So the deal with, so that is going to go probably on that corner. Actually, I'll probably put it on that corner, and then we'll sort of build walled sections to go in there, and then we'll probably finish the video at some point. But anyway, so wandering up here, I have to say that they have done some optimization, I think, or it might just be the fact that I've now got a 960 in here. I am now getting 60 frames a second when recording, which is quite nice. Right, so we can't actually put it up as high as I want it to be. So let's just put it down somewhere like there. Then I should be able to fit walkway pieces to that. See, this is the thing, right? We've got this walkway piece. This is the walkway to base piece. Ooh, I wonder. Tell you what, I'll be back in a sec once I've just kind of fiddled around with this, and once I've got steps up to that door, then I'll come back and we'll have a little bit more of a look at the building section stuff. So see you in a sec. Okay, actually, this wasn't. I suddenly had an idea, and it actually worked. So the way that this actually goes together, so you have a walkway base, and then you have a. I think it's that piece anyway. It's this support piece, and then you put a walkway large piece on the top, and it makes you walkway stuff. So I can now do that really, really badly. Oh, for goodness sake. No, don't go there. Why would you go there? Come on. There we go. Right. And I was talking about it being, you know, steady at 60 and all that, and it's just dropped down to 30. Oh, joy. So this video may be a little bit interesting. Anyway, so yeah, so we've now got some stairs, and I'm now stuck in the block because this control system is naff. Right, so let's build some more walkway large panels. So yeah, it was the support frame, and then you put the panel on top of the support frame. And then you can build some more walkway stairs, which is what I need. Also needs another one of those. But it's very strange that you can't start building your walkway out from the door. You have to sort of build it in a very odd. It's a very odd way. It's not particularly sort of self-explanatory almost. Right, that needs to come out. I mean, you can. This system does allow you to make some very unique structures. Almost, you know, it's not Minecraft style, you know, block building, but it's piece building, which is does allow you a certain amount of flexibility when it comes to building your bases in an interesting manner. Right, I'm gonna try and put these stairs down because I really don't want to have to jump around in this game because it can go very horribly wrong. There we go. So now I've got some stairs which I can very slowly walk up. I need two more of those, sorry, which means that I can't queue these up. I just have to stick it down, and then I can also build some more walkway panels. I think I'm gonna have to have another sort of flight of stairs up. One, so I need 6. There's no wide stairs either, which is a bit weird. At least I don't think there is. Oh well, let's just build in a rather stupid manner because making things easy would be too easy. Oh god, come on, go in there. Thank you. Oh yeah, and I built that massive built thing. Well, those are doing that. Another quite nice feature of this is the ability to do things like, let's go to the rear one because it's not obstructed. So we want to, put this down. Let's put it into the load position. And so it will go into a loading position. So you could get the forklift up and put pallets in there. So let's just let that run down. And we could say, well, actually, now we want it in the ramp position. And it would do that. So the loading position, it would go all the way down, and then the ramp position allows it to turn into a ramp, which is quite nice. This is the thing about this game. On the one hand, it's missing massive amounts of user-friendliness, and on the other hand, it's got quite a lot of user-friendliness in just the way that some of the bits work. So now I can stow the ramp, but you can also set the pallet blocks. So let's set the pallet blocks to half. Oh, I need to press E on them. So let's set the pallet blocks to half, and so the pallet blocks move to half. So if you've loaded your pallets on, you could then take them, drive them somewhere, and then use the pallet blocks to get it off again, which is quite nice. So let's retract the pallet blocks again. It's also got sort of stairs on the sides. Again, a nice feature. So let's just pull those stairs back up again, and they all sort of fold out. It's also got an airlock on it, so let's open the airlock and get in there. Then we can close the airlock. So we can then, yep. So now it's safe for us to take this off. Oh, that go to plan. Oh, it goes into the soup holder, doesn't it? Yeah. I need to grab this object and no. This is weird. This is annoying now. Okay, grab the object. I need to put it. This is what I mean about weird stuff. So I now basically now I am stuck in the airlock because you do need the well, I'm not completely stuck in the airlock. I can open here and I can go out here, but the problem is I now can't go outside because my helmet, I can't pick up the helmet and I can't put it in any inventory because it won't let me, because it's dropped the... Really? So yeah, that's Take on Mars, a promising game that is in beta apparently, and yet they are still adding some pretty major features. It is a real mix of a lot of promise, a lot of very interesting things. So you can drive your vehicles around and you can turn these screens on, I believe, or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't want to do that. You used to be able to turn these screens on. Maybe it wasn't in this one, maybe it was in that one over there that I now can't get to because I dropped my helmet and it won't let me pick it up again. But you can do stuff. So yeah, it's buggy, it's got problems. You can drop your helmet and not be able to pick it up again. But it's not a bad game. Maybe when it's released it will be a whole lot better. I should note that their current estimated release date is the 30th of November. So they don't have a huge amount of time to fix a huge amount of issues with the game. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this video on take on Mars. I'm now trapped in this vehicle. I will see you next time. Okay, I thought I would do a bit of an addendum. You can actually pick up your helmet off the ground. I'm just trying to find a place where I can go to actually do that. Basically, if you hit M, you've got this ground thing up here. So any item in there is an item on the ground, and then you can pick it up again via that menu, like that. So yeah, that's how that actually works in the end. However, because I was editing this video, I couldn't run this and the other one, so I've lost the other one now. I didn't bother saving it. But yeah, interesting game. Got a fair amount of potential, but they really do need to just tighten it all up and get it working a lot better than it currently is. So with that, addendum done.